Hey guys, I am back. I know it's been a long time, but I was obviously pregnant and it was difficult to film. Now that my little one is just 3.5 months old, which you can probably hear her cooing and gurgling in the background. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cold at the moment. Now that she's about 3.5 months, she's a little bit more settled, so hopefully I can try and film this before she cries for more feeding. Anyway, yeah, I was requested to do a colouring video because lately, if you've been following me on Instagram, I've been doing some pencil artwork with Prismacolor, and Jamie from Scrappin' Stampers, or the owner of Not Too Shabby Shop, she requested I make a video on how I do my colouring because there are several ways to do the colouring. There is the way that Sandy Olnuck does hers, and it's like very, very light textured, lots and lots of layers, and you can see the tooth of the paper underneath. I'm not a huge fan of that. I like the more blended, press harder, kind of melts like butter kind of thing. So like I said, I'm not a professional or anything like that. I do this, I'm self-taught, I love art, so I do draw these and I do colour them myself. And it's the only thing I can have that I can put up and put down. You can hear my baby. Very quickly between feeding her and her being fussy. So all I'm going to say is I have the 132 pack of Prisma. I got them about a 1.5 years ago and I just bought them. And I barely even used them. And then this year, for the past few months, I've actually gotten into using them. So I kind of wish I would have got the 150, but for the sake of the difference of $60 for 18 pencils, it's not worth it considering they're $1.80 each. But you know, so I've went ahead and printed off the 132 colour chart, and I do have the soft core ones. And what I've done, I've coloured it in the way I would use them, which is pretty hard. That's why they're kind of shiny. That's why it's like all printed in the back. And this is going to be your best friend. When it comes to blending colours, it's a lifesaver, because if you don't get the right colours, they're not going to blend. And for example, because you've got like blue purples, and then you've got like green blues, and if you mix them together, they're not going to blend. So here you have like pinky reds, and then you've got like purple pinks, and then you've got like pink pinks. And then here, like I said, you've got like the blue purples, you've got purples, you've got like just the ordinary blues, then you've got like a hint of green a little bit, and then you do have the green blues. And once again, you've got like yellow greens, and then like brown greens. So you don't want to mix like a yellow green and a brown green. You might be able to work, but it's more difficult and it'll take you even longer. So I suggest Googling this. If you've got the 150 or you've got the 78 or the 72, I'm not sure, the 48, the 24 pack, just print off yours, because you don't need the bigger one because you're going to have a bunch of gaps and it's not going to help you. So I printed this one off, and I tell you, please, it's going to be your reference guide every time you use them. Are you okay over there, sweetheart? Just gurgling away. She's trying to talk, bless her. Okay, so there we go. And Jamie was also asked me what kind of thing I used. Lately, I've been into the Strathmore Tone Tan, thanks to, I can't remember her name, but I will have her Instagram linked down below. It's like SKLAUCK. I don't know how to spell it. And she's been doing a lot of princess colouring, and she inspired me to get back into drawing and colouring. And bless her little heart, she's amazing, trust me, especially when she adds that sparkle. And I noticed she was using this, and to be honest, I prefer this than white cardstock or paper, because when you go for the lighter colours, they kind of get lost. And if you've got for this, like tone tan, kind of like a light brown kind of thing, every colour stands out, and that's what makes it amazing. So in this one's just the small one. You get 50 sheets, and this one's 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And I've already drawn something in here ahead of time to, you know, save time, because it takes me a while. So as you can see, it's a nice tone. So any colour, especially white, which is what she mainly is going to stand out. Because if I did this on white cardstock, you're going to lose it. So there's this small one. I've also got the next size up, which is 9 by 12 inches. So I've already got some artwork that I've done. This was a request of Stamp Galore on Instagram. Me and her are both obsessed with Nightmare Before Christmas, so she asked me to draw this, and this is the finished product. As you can see, it's shiny because of the waxy peel kind of thing. So that's that one. And then if you follow me on Instagram, you would have known I did this. So once again, I kind of wish I didn't do this background. I wish I could have left it the tan tone, but it's too late now. But that's that. And I did use quite a lot of colours. I didn't just use a medium, a dark and a light. Some areas like this, I've used like 4 or 5 of the same colour. It just makes it a lot easier because you don't want like a horrible gradient of like 3. You want it to be blend as nice as possible. So there's that one. And then I just recently did this one, if I just turn it. Hang on. There we go. So, I can't see it. There you go. So, I just recently did Bambi, and I absolutely love that one. I'm losing all my paper here. Okay, let me just put this aside for a moment. So, I've done that. And I just recently drawn the Nala and Simba one. I'm not going to turn it because it just makes it difficult. Hi, sweetie. What's with all the noise? And I also did a Cruella de Vil because I was requested to do some villains, and I've already got Ursula in my mind, which I haven't drawn yet, but I drawn this one first. I do have a list of requests that I asked you for on Instagram, and I also did a Simba, so at some point I'm going to do that. But for the sake of today, I'm going to quickly show you on this one first. I'm just going to do like the pink on her bow. I'm not going to do her, but you will see her finished on my Instagram. Okay, so I do have a reference picture here. So that's how I get to do all my shading and everything. I just don't go off the top of my head because it never turns out right. So I do have a reference picture, and what you want to do is you want to look at all the pinks, and I'd say there's about 3 or 4 different shades there. It might not look like it to you, but like I said, the bigger the area, the more you want. So I'm going to look at my chart at all the pinks, and I'm going to look at what's the closest. I'm not going to get an exact like match, but I'm going to get the closest I can. And the cool thing is, anyway, sorry about that, my little one's getting a bit fussy. Like I was saying, you want to try and get the best ones you can get, not exact match, but that's okay. And you want to just put them on the side, and what I do is I get all the colours I need for that one drawing, and I've got them all ready. I don't have to fuss about trying to get them later on, and you know, it's all about quickness. So, anyway, once you've got all the colours you want, at the moment I'm just doing the bows, just to show you guys. And I will say, I have noticed with my technique of colouring this in that it's easier to go from dark to light than it is from light to dark, because I do a light layer of where I want everything, and then I go press hard on the dark, eventually going to the lightest. Because I have noticed if I go from light to dark, it doesn't seem to blend very nice, because the lighter ones have a little bit more pigment, I'd say. So it's kind of more difficult. And it's kind of hard to take away dark once it's on there. So if I do dark, you can always add the light onto the dark and it kind of mutes it out, so it's a lot easier. So I'm just going to show you now, because the rest of the video she's going to kind of be fussy, so I'm just going to play some music, and I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye. Hey guys, and I'm back again. Sorry, my little girl was getting fussy again, and it's just so difficult to try and film, and even though she's right next to me, it's like I've disappeared and she's a little bugger. Anyway, I went and just did a little bit more. I did her eyes, her nose, and her mouth as well. And another thing I forgot to mention, I'll bring this up closer to you. Another thing I forgot to mention is you want to get some really good archival fine liners. I do have the prismacolored ones. There are other ones. There's the Copic ones. These ones, there's like some manga ones, Faber-Castell. There's so many, it's unreal. But you want to make sure it's got archival ink because it's permanent, so it will go. But an also thing, you don't want to spend too much on them because once you use this pen on this like waxy surface, it kind of ends up not destroying it, but you have to keep wiping it off on like a scrap piece of paper to get the ink flowing again because it builds up a waxy residue on the nib. And so I wouldn't use them on other projects as well, so I'd have them dedicated just to like your coloured pencil work. And like I said, don't spend a whole lot. If you want to go Michael's and get like a 40 off coupon, you won't end up spending too much, and you get like a whole variety pack. Like the Prismacolors come in like a chisel, a brush, a 005, a 05, a 08, a 03, and a 01. So they're actually pretty versatile. I never use the brush or the chisel, they're just too big, but the other ones are so useful. And another thing you want to pick up is like a white gel pen. I've got a Jelly Roll white Sakura, and that's pretty good on Prisma, but it's, I don't know, after what you have to, because the warmth of your hand, every now and again, just like if it stops working on top of your colours, just like give it a quick scribble on your finger and it gets it running again. There's also the Signo Broad Uniball pen, which I don't currently have because they don't sell them in my Michaels, but I have ordered them and I'm waiting for them online. I got them on eBay, a pack of 5 for like $6 Canadian, including shipping, and I know they're like about $3 to $4 each on Simon Says, so I got a good bargain. And I also use this one. This is a pen touched by Sakura as well. It is a 1 nib, so I wouldn't use it for fine detail, but it is good for like adding the sparkle to like the eyes and everything because it's pretty pigmented, and because it's like a felt pen, you just like keep pushing the nib in to activate it, and you do have to keep cleaning it off, as you can see, because it is kind of dirty because I did use it on top of the black. So yeah, just forgot to mention, I wouldn't recommend using Sharpie markers because, I don't know, I've tried them, they don't seem to work, but definitely, because I've got Prismacolors, I've also got multi-touch ones, I think they're called, and I've also got these Sakura Pigma Sensei or whatever they are, that came in like a manga box. And once again, they came in like a variety of sizes, like this one's the 0.6. So yeah, so I went ahead and finished this off so you can get a general idea. And like I said, if you want to make it look more like it's popping out towards you, you want to add some dimension by adding other colours. So don't just do the white on the eye, it's not going to pop out. So I added a little bit of blue, sometimes I add a bit of grey. Because like I said, if you put dark colours down, do it lightly. You can go over them with a light colour to blend it out, because you can add light colour on top, but once you keep adding dark, it's harder to get it away. You can mute it with light colours, but if you just go ahead and press too hard in the first place, it's going to be impossible to get rid of. So darker colours gradually build up, the lighter colours are more forgiving. You can keep adding light colours all the time, but dark colours are hard to get away. So once again, that's this, and you'll see this finished on my Instagram. And so I thought I would also do, if I just get my reference picture ready. Okay, hang on. Okay, this is my reference picture for the Cruella de Vil. So let me just set this all up. Okay, so like I said, you'll see this finished on my Instagram pretty soon. And let me just skip to a page. There we go. Okay, so obviously I'm not going to do all of this on camera because I don't have the memory and I don't have the time or the editing time for this video. This is just a general idea of how I do my colouring because I was requested. So what I did is, obviously ahead of time, I went and picked up like the colours I needed. So I'm going to show you the grey part. So here we go. I've got the 10%, the white, the 30% and the 50%, and I'm going to do her hair here, and then I'm going to do like one or two of her splodges with these three, which is black, indigo blue and non-photo blue. I'll have all the pencils linked down in my description if you wanted to do these same pictures. And also these are the greys that I'm going to be using on that Marie Aristocat. So I'll link these down below too. And I'll also link the pink ones too. You don't have to use the same ones as me, but if I give you inspiration, then cool, thank you. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to start with the darkest. So I'm going to put them in colour order. So obviously dark to light. And obviously I'm going to look at my reference photo and I'm going to notice that it's a little bit darker here and it gradually goes to white. So once again, I'm just going to colour, put some music on, and hope you enjoy. Okay, and there we go, guys. As you can, if I zoom out, there we go. As you can see, what I kept doing is I lightly put it on all the layers that I want. So I want the dark, the next dark, well, the darkest, dark, the lighter, and then the lightest. So I do it lightly, so I got a general idea where I want these. Then I go a little bit harder, trying to blend them a little bit. Then I go a little bit harder again, and to the point where I just keep adding colour, adding and adding. And like I said, lights go nicely over dark, but darks don't really go over lights very nicely. So as you saw, even though I used a very dark, you can't see that it's actually dark, because I actually kept going over it with my lighter shades to dull it down, but it's still there as a shadow. So there's the white, because like I said, you want to add dimension. You don't want to just colour the whole thing white. There's going to be nothing to it. So now I'm just going to show you like a few of the dots, just to give you an idea on how to do some shadow as well. Let me just pull my reference picture up. Okay, and as you can see on like my reference picture, because there's the hair that we did, and it's harder to see, but you see light, shadow, and there you go. And then on my reference picture, it's not just black, it's blue as well. Because if you see, there's like a lot of blue hint on the whole picture. So you don't want to just leave it black, it's going to be boring and it's just going to look flat. And because obviously she's wearing a coat and it's curved, you want to go with that. So I'm going to choose this big one here. So like I said, I do go from dark to light, but for the sake of it, for just putting a light layer on, it doesn't matter. So okay, once again, I'll play some music and enjoy watching. Okay, and there we go, guys. So yes, a drawing might take you quite a while to complete it, but at the end of the day, if you want some good results, it's going to take time and patience. So as you can see, it does look a whole lot dimensional, and then when you obviously, the more you progress, the more you're going to see that dimension. At the moment it just looks like a little black blob with a blue highlight. So yeah, and I also forgot to mention, if you saw me doing it, sorry, that was my husband yawning, if you wonder what that was. Once you go from dark to light, like starting to press a little bit harder to blend. Oh, are you okay, sweetie? Once you want to blend the light with the dark, you want to press a little bit lighter. So you want to go from dark and then a little bit lighter. So when you put the light color on top, it blends a lot nicer. And like I said, you can go back and forth, and there we go. So if you guys want to see this finished piece, it probably won't be on my Instagram right away, but in the next few days it will be. I'll finish that Marie picture. I hope you got a general idea of how to use these pencils. Like I said, there's multiple ways to use them. This is my technique. I'm not a professional. This is just the way I've done it, and it's working out pretty good for me. But yeah, if you guys want to see this and much more, I will have my Instagram linked down below, as well as all the colours and numbers of the pencils I used. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have any more requests for any drawings, you can either comment down below or on my Instagram. So yeah, stay crafty, guys. Bye.